Remember what Mr. Halloran said? It's just like pictures in a book, Candy.
10. Isabelle Fuhrman as Esther, Orphan.
My name is Esther. What's yours?
Though this supernatural horror film received mixed reviews, its at times generic scares and formulaic plot are saved by one thing: Isabelle Fuhrman's performance. As Esther, a 9-year-old child adopted by the Coleman family, Fuhrman is absolutely captivating. She's sweet and charismatic one moment, but capable of turning into a menacing and volatile little creature the next.
I will shoot the mommy if you tell.
Many critics pointed to Fuhrman's performance as a highlight of the film, comparing it to some other child horror icons that we'll be talking about later in this list. If you skipped this film when it came out in 2009, give it a try. Esther makes it worth a watch.
You took your family for granted.
What do you mean?
What are you going to do? Hit me?
Number 9. Patty McCormack as Rhoda Penmark, the bad seed.
Why should I feel sorry? It was Claude Daigle got drowned, not me.
The performances that Isabelle Fuhrman's Esther drew comparisons to, this is one of them. It might be an oldie, but this 1956 psychological horror thriller managed to get under the skin of viewers with the precision of a scalpel. 8-year-old Rhoda Penmark is the apple of her parents' eye. Unfortunately, when a schoolmate of Rhoda's dies mysteriously, Rhoda's behavior, both past and present, comes under scrutiny.
Promise me you won't tell anyone what you've told me, do you understand?
Why would I tell and get killed?
Patty McCormack commands the screen as young Rhoda, and as old family secrets are revealed, she unravels her character's true nature in delightfully twisted fashion. Rarely has a child so convincingly conveyed pure evil.
If you tell lies like that, you won't go to heaven when you die.
Number 8. Lina Leandersson as Ellie, Let the Right One In.
Jag lever på blod.
Every now and then, a film comes along that's hard to pin down, a movie truly unlike any other. This 2008 Swedish romantic horror is just such a film, blurring the lines between genres in ways that make any sort of categorization feel inaccurate. And at the very heart of this critically acclaimed movie is the undead vampire Ellie, as played by Lina Leandersson.
Slå tillbaka mer än vad du vågar. Då slutar de.
A relative unknown at the time, Leandersson landed the role of Ellie after applying online. Only 11 when cast, she would go on to be nominated for and win numerous awards for the performance, which was praised as being nuanced, compelling, and complex beyond her years.
Jag är 12 år. Fast jag har varit väldigt länge.
Number 7. Millie Shapiro as Charlie Graham, Hereditary.
Who's gonna take care of me?
Folks, we would like to officially welcome a new addition to the Horror Hall of Fame, Millie Shapiro. Hereditary was Shapiro's first feature film, her past experience having been on the stage. Suffice it to say, she made a massive first impression. Hereditary has been called one of the scariest films in recent years, if not all time, and it eschews the cheap jump scares so common in contemporary horror. In the film, Shapiro plays 13-year-old Charlie Graham, and while we don't want to give too much away, let's just say that Shapiro's performance will burn itself into your memory in a way that won't soon fade. We cannot wait to see what she does next. Number 6. Heather O'Rourke as Carol Ann Freeling, Poltergeist. Hard as it might be to believe, Steven Spielberg originally wrote the screenplay for Poltergeist as a Close Encounters of the Third Kind sequel entitled Night Skies. Though that surely would have been interesting, we're glad that director Tobe Hooper suggested it be reworked as a supernatural tale. We can't imagine Heather O'Rourke's performance being nearly as compelling in a sci-fi context. In the film, O'Rourke plays Carol Ann, the young daughter and first member of the Freeling family to sense the presence of spirits in their house.
They're here.
Her performance manages to be both endearing and deeply unnerving as needed. Even when she's trapped on the other side of the portal, her voice acting is chill-inducing.
Hey! I can't see you, Mommy! Where are you?
Number 5. The entire child cast. It.
I saw something too.
Rarely has such a memorable cast of child actors been assembled on the big screen. With their respective performances in this 2017 adaptation, Jaden Lieberher, Sophia Lillis, Finn Wolfhard, Jeremy Ray Taylor, Jack Dylan Grazer, Chosen Jacobs, and Wyatt Olaf arguably earned themselves a spot alongside the great child casts to come before them, like that of The Goonies and Stand By Me. What makes the collective performance by this young ensemble so memorable is that each of their characters stands out as unique and fully fleshed out. We as viewers believe in this group of friends. And while good screenwriting helps that along, it's ultimately the performances that make us root for the Losers Club.
If it isn't dead, if it ever comes back, we'll come back too.
Number 4, Harvey Spencer Stevens as Damien Thorn, the Omen.
Go.
If there's a child in film that makes us rethink having kids, second only to Rosemary's titular baby Adrian, it's Damien from The Omen. Directed by Richard Donner, yes, the man who gave us Superman just 2 years later, The Omen tells the story of Damien, a young boy being raised by adoptive parents who don't realize he is in fact the son of Satan. Actor Harvey Stevens doesn't have much in the way of dialogue, but that's what makes his performance all the more impressive. He manages to convey evil and menace with his every movement and stare. The performance earned him a Golden Globe nomination for Best Acting Debut in a Motion Picture Male.
Drive on.
Number 3, Danny Lloyd as Danny Torrance, The Shining.
Danny's not here, Mrs. Torrance.
Stanley Kubrick's 1980 adaptation of Stephen King's novel was slow to get the credit it deserved. Polarizing though it was at the time of its release, it is regarded today as a masterpiece of the genre. And it's safe to say that the performances of its cast played no small part in establishing that legacy. While Jack Nicholson and Shelley Duvall both turned in performances of a lifetime, it would be criminal to overlook the performance of young Danny Lloyd, who was just 6 years old at the time of filming.
Red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum.
He not only nailed the emotional experience Danny Torrance goes through with subtlety and nuance, but seriously got under our skin voicing Tony, his imaginary friend.
Remember what Mr. Halloran said. It's just like pictures in a book, Danny.
Number 2, Haley Joel Osment as Cole Sear, The Sixth Sense.
I see dead people.
It's been estimated that roughly 45% of Americans believe in ghosts. After seeing M. Night Shyamalan's breakout film, however, we suspect that pretty much every single person who left the theater kept all the lights on when they got home, at least for a few days. A terrifying supernatural horror film, The Sixth Sense hit us with a variety of disturbing spirits, made even scarier because we were seeing them through the eyes of this young boy.
Sometimes you feel it inside, like you're falling down real fast, but you're really just standing still.
As Cole Sear, Haley Joel Osment made us believe in every single ghost he encountered, and we shared in his terror. Unsurprisingly, he was nominated for both a Golden Globe and an Academy Award.
Will you stay here until I fall asleep?
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Why'd you bring the suitcase? Aren't you taking me home?
But Dr. Chucky's here, and he's going to kill me.
Number 1, Linda Blair as Regan McNeil, The Exorcist.
Captain Howdy. Captain Howdy, that isn't very nice.
Well, maybe he's sleeping.
This 1973 classic is counted among the scariest, greatest, and most influential films in the horror genre. But it's hard to imagine it having the same legacy had it not been for the scene-stealing performance of Linda Blair. Sure, she had plenty of help from the makeup department, as well as the demonic overdubbing of Mercedes McCambridge. But all these years later, it's ultimately Blair's performance that still haunts us.
Where's Regan?
In here with us.
Many directors approached for the project were apparently scared off by the prospect of having so much relying on the performance of such a young actress. In hindsight, it's safe to say she pulled it off and then some, even earning an Academy Award nomination.
You killed your mother!
Your servant!
You left her alone to
Regan,
die!
Shut
Shut up! I'll never forgive you!
Shut up!
Bastard!
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.